Hey, what is up, illusionary virgin gang? Hope you're doing well. I'm doing pretty good. Excited to go out to Card Party tomorrow. I'm making the actual drive down there, bringing Virginia with me. It's going to be a good old time. Hoping to see people there. I was interrupted though because I saw something really, really dumb. I saw just a company doing something and making claims that they didn't really need to, instead of just addressing it probably how it should have been addressed. And coming from the company of this standard and this caliber, it's a little bit goofy. I'm sure some people may know what this is already about. We're going to be discussing PSA cards once again, unfortunately, and this time it's going to be, it is what it is. They've already discussed, they've already said it, and we're just going to address what they said. So PSA Cards has been working on a brand new slab for a little bit, an actual brand new standard of slab. They've been using something like the medical grade plastic is something they've been throwing on a lot. Now look, as someone who knows what military grade stuff is, all that fucking means to me is they probably paid way too much for something they could have got cheaper somewhere else. Now, this whole new slabbing process, the whole new thing, it's supposed to be a brand new standard for PSA moving forward. They've been talking about it for months. They've been unveiling that stuff, and apparently they've been prototyping it for 3 years. That's what old Presidente is going to tell you. That's what he's talking about with the slab right there, holding it up, doing this whole nice little thing, doing the whole presidential wave, right? Well, unfortunately, some people are getting these slabs back, and they appear to have some imperfections on them, particularly on the actual corners of that stuff, like right here. Like here's a picture of that stuff right here. Now, I've been giving Rattle some shit lately, but he did put out a pretty good video addressing more instances of this. I've only seen a couple of things floating around, and he actually found a good little bit more, so I would highly recommend you go check that out too, so you know that it's not just a one-off incident, and people aren't just blowing this whole thing out of proportion, right? Now, this already in itself is fucking bad. This little crack is like not really a good thing you want to see, or this crack, you'll see why I'm saying crack in a second, but that's bad enough on its own. How PSA responded to this, how they actually addressed certain people that had this little inkling, they had this little thing where they wanted this addressed, where they wanted to know what the fuck this was. They hadn't seen this on that stuff before. They're getting it fresh back from submissions. PSA is telling them this: thank you for submitting your quality assurance request. We can confirm that the item in question is not damaged and is not an eyelash. This is a natural occurrence we refer to as knit lines caused by an illusion that these types of holders create. We can assure you there is no issues with your item and can confirm that no harm is being caused to your encapsulated item. There is no guarantee that reholdering your item would change their appearance and would risk damage during re-encapsulation. Oh man, alright, so it's an illusion. It's not an actual item right there. It's some ninjutsu shit, some black magic mumbo jumbo. It's not there. If you don't believe it's there, it can't hurt you. It's not doing anything. Okay, let's just say that PSA is telling the truth. I'm not going to make any outlandish claims. I have some theories of my own. I have some opinions, but I'm gonna keep that stuff all out of this stuff. Say what they're saying is true, right? Say what they're saying is 100% true, and this is just an illusionary crack. So this thing was prototyped for 3 years, and this didn't pop up once. I know that nice little YouTube video where they're showing off the new slab. I guarantee there's not gonna be one of those actually in that slab. I guarantee that's not gonna be front and center. No. So just say this just randomly popped up, right? Just say that's the thing. How is this an appropriate response for that stuff? Okay, first of all, it's not damaging my card. Okay, well, it's not an illusion that my card and my slab looks like shit now, because it looks like there's a crack going through it on that top corner. It can happen on both sides. It can vary in size. There's people, once again, Rattle documented quite a few of them. This looks like shit. This does not look good. This is not something people are going to want in their slabs. It is going to affect how people resell them. It is going to affect how people buy these slabs. And it's going to affect how people look at fucking PSA standard moving forward, knowing that this is a possibility. You know, it's also not an illusion, paying your goddamn prices for these submissions for them to come back looking like this, for people to get these fucking responses. It's a knit line. It's a edge line. It's like they've been saying a bunch of stuff. Like I said, Rattle's documented several instances of them saying just like just the fucking craziest stuff regarding what it is. It's crazy that like they think this is acceptable. I cannot imagine at one point this did not pop up during their fucking 3-year prototyping stage. It had to have popped up at some point. I guess they determined the attrition rate for it was acceptable. Maybe it happens like 3% of the time, 4% of the time, maybe, and maybe a lot of people's slabs are actually going to be good, but like this, it's an illusion shit. This like Chris Angel mind freak shit. Chris Angel's mind freaking my slabs and making everything. No, that is not an acceptable response. That's not okay. That's not good, and it looks like shit. I think we can all agree on that, right? It looks like shit on cards, okay? That's just, we can accept that. It's not damaging, okay? I'm willing to admit that. It still looks like garbage, PSA. Alright? Like, that can't be argued, okay? That's something that can happen. That's all I got. Appreciate it, virgins. I'm not going to take up too much of your time. I'm not going to, it's just, What a fucking crazy instance of just, yeah, man, it's not really there. I know you see that it's there, but it's not really there, okay? What a fucking bozo. It's just a crazy take from, like, whatever. That's all I got. Appreciate it, Virgin. See you later, and looking forward to meeting some people at Card Party. Just, woo, PSA, you goofy goobers, you.